Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the KSL. We are in the middle of our second match of the day. This is a match to determine which player will drop out of the KSL and which player will advance on to our final qualifying match. My name is Rapid with no regret, and we're coming back after a disconnection issue. Unfortunately, Shine did drop out of the game unexpectedly.
Right, and unfortunately, this isn't StarCraft 2, so we do not have a recover.
That's true. It's a very old game, even though it looks a little bit nicer. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recover the game and get back into it. We are going to have a regame, so it's been decided by our judges and everybody else that has the power to decide these things that it is going to be a regame. And so now we are going to get back into that. It is going to look exactly the same as far as the maps and the players and the scores, but it is still maybe a disadvantage for Shine because his games are always very strategic. And you can't use the same strategy twice because you already gave it away, right?
Yeah, although this isn't cross positions, so maybe he can have a special build for non-cross positions. Who knows? And
the position change is very important, but you can say that it's kind of fair because neither player knows, right? I don't want to get too deep into that. I think it's best that we just start the game over. Fresh
Pretend
series
that
for both
last game never
players.
happened. Just poof it out of your mind. It never happened.
Well, also, I mean, C needs to pretend that that first game never happened because that looked a little rough, losing that first early clump of Marines to Zerglings. But, you know, this is where we get a chance to see how deep Shine's bag of builds goes, how deep the rabbit hole goes. And for Shine, you know, he has shown...
Scout.
Yeah, this is an early scout. He is going to scout correctly, I believe.
It's either that or it's cross. If he scouts cross and sees there's nothing there, then he might
have
a
a
build.
Oh, he is going cross.
Yeah, he might have a build planned for close positions.
Well, if you scout cross positions, you know that your opponent is close in one of the other directions.
Right. So my point is I think he scouts cross, sees no one's there or sees someone's there, and then changes strategy accordingly.
Well, he is still going to go for a 12 hatch, and this is still an economic advantage that he'll be getting because of this, and his opponent is just going to open up stock standard. And one thing I was actually talking about during the break while we were off air is that CA is actually looking a little bit out of form or out of shape when it comes to his play today. His control maybe looking a little bit shaky, and for Shine, even if his control is micro might not be top tier, his strategies are just so good that a lot of times that makes up for it.
They're going to walk by each other. I guess C can't really pick up on the fact that he might not be in the top right based off that scout.
He still has to scout. Sometimes if you scout early enough, you know where your opponent is based on the direction that the worker is coming from, but he does actually continue
Oh, he might be able to block this. That would actually be quite annoying. Okay. He's not going to go for it. Oh, there's a Marine anyway.
Oh, he actually misrallied the drone, so he can't run it by into the main past the Marine. Not that he would have tried to do that anyway. Usually it's better to just save the drone and keep it alive.
Yeah.
Macro hatch coming through, so it's going to be a 3-hatch build of some sort. We already know what this looks like when it's just mass Ling Flood.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another Ling Flood, honestly.
I
looked
hope
so strong the last time he did it.
That C can either scout this early on or goes for the blind bunker. Man, you show up with the Zerg rush early on, and you see a bunker up, and it's just like, well, you better be prepared to go bust that, because if your opponent pulls SCVs like they're supposed to, it can really stop you dead in your tracks.
Right. We'll have to see if he's able to utilize the, quick 3-hatch and go for a Ling Flood, or if he's just going to go into a normal game, or what's up.
This can also change drastically. The Zerg has a lot of different choices to go for. Do you want to go into Lair and then drop a Spire? Do you want to drop a muted den? And that can actually or not a muted den. What?
Muted den, I like that.
Hydralisk den. Mutas have not built dens onto their houses. They don't know how to construct the den structure just yet.
There are 3 Marines pushing in. I don't think these are going to really do anything.
Well, this is the same kind of counter that we were trying to see against the 12 hatch. It's just so much later that it's not going to work at all. He also didn't bring any SCVs. So
he actually has quite a few Lings here.
Yeah.
This is kind of looking similar, except he has way less Lings than he had the first
That's really
game.
weird because the timing is so slow on those 3 Marines out there. I think they're just kind of trying to scout a little bit, but if you lose those Marines, I think you just die in a lot of situations, especially if this is just a massive Ling Flood.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or isn't, but
there's gas taken in the main, but not at the natural, so it's not going to be just like a billion mutas coming out.
Yes.
Oh, there's the gas, so it might be. I thought that would have actually been taken a little bit earlier, but I guess that is the right timing. I'm not 100% on exactly when that gets dropped down, but double gas does spell 3-hatch
Might
muta.
build a bunker here, yeah. I think he's a little bit worried. I'd be a little worried if I see this, a decent amount of links. It's not a bunker, it's a supply depot. But still, anything to limit the surface area for the Zerglings in case it is a link flood, but I'm pretty sure he knows it isn't.
So yeah, that's exactly what this the depot is for. Ideally, so when you're playing pro player games at the highest level, you want to cut as many corners as you can. And one of the corners that Terran players cut in this situation is that you try to not build a bunker because A, you can't salvage it like in StarCraft 2, but B, as long as you block with SCVs and pull them in time, and when you realize that it's going to be a ling flood, you should be able to hang on.
Yeah, I agree, especially if the surface area is limited like it is now.
Yeah.
I don't see you ever breaking this with Zerglings.
Yeah. And maybe you get your tanks stuck on a vortex on the ramp. You have to kill the supply depot. Oh no, that means you've survived that long.
A vortex?
Sometimes on ramps, units can glitch out. It's really annoying.
Like spinning in a circle or whatever.
Especially dragoons, but also sometimes tanks can get stuck there. Either way, I don't think that happens on this map. Mostly it's desert tile sets, but regardless, what we should be expecting here is Shine shoring up against any crazy bio play because he hasn't actually gotten into the main to scout in a bit.
I mean, he's been keeping an eye on the Marine count. He knows it's growing at a steady rate, so he should know, that there could be some sort of push.
Yeah.
Not necessarily supposed to do anything, but just to keep the Zerg honest, make sure he's building the Sunkins.
Yeah. So there's a lot of talk after Flash popularized the... So initially, Flash was killing every Zerg player with 5 racks, +1 and go. And that just looked so broken until Zergs started to figure it out. And then he changed up this 1-1-1 build and started killing everybody with it. People are just like, that build is just too strong. I don't know how to stop it. So, crucially enough, C is not doing the more modern 1-1-1 build. He is still going for this 4 racks, which can absolutely turn into SK Terran like we saw earlier with the multiple science vessels. But
which we unfortunately didn't get to see the finish of that game.
That's true. We didn't get to see what that game looked like, but we might see the game go exactly the same way.
I think this might...
If he gets the drone, that's actually really big.
Nice,
So no third base for you, Shine. And that's good for C as long as he doesn't lose this clump of Marines.
Yeah, I don't see him. He doesn't have enough mutas, at least not yet, unless he pairs them with Zerglings to kill this. There is only 2 medevacs with these Marines, so it's pretty oversaturated with Marine to medic counts.
Yeah, the ratio is not even.
No, it's not even.
Absolutely
12
not.
medics, 12 Marines is what we need.
Those Marines are going to be, or medics are going to be working overtime. They've been on a 36-hour shift. They slip with the needle. One of the Marines actually dies. Unfortunately,
Looks
that's
like
not how STEM works.
Sneaking towards the third base again, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons that C is holding this position over here. Not only because it's dangerous to go alone and he doesn't have anything to take to keep him safe, but also because he wants to try to snipe the drone. He missed it, though. So
he's just going to stay on the choke points where the Lings won't really be able to connect with all the Marines. But, yeah, this is too many Lings here. He's going to lose all this Marine medic clump.
I don't know about you. No regret, but I am getting a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah, this did happen once before, didn't it?
He got his Marines caught out on the map. They went down, and all of a sudden, control of the map shifts massively in the Zerg's favor.
Yeah, it's another double starport. So he's pretty much playing the same game he played before we had a regame.
SK Terran off 2 base, and maybe this is a little bit of manner from both players saying, I'm going to go for pretty much the same build. Obviously, it's not going to play out the same way, but he has turrets to be safe against mutas for now. But one thing that was cool about Shine is he was able to find these weaknesses in his armor.
Yeah, he's really good at finding them, actually, especially that first game we watched.
Well, Game 1 and also the beginning of Game 2. So if he can repeat that, then you expect Shine to possibly even take this series. If not...
This Marine clump is actually kind of exposed here. Okay, he's just running around it. There's a second Marine clump, though.
Yes.
This Marine clump's even more exposed.
Yes, see, he is very brave with this Marine positioning. Now, there's always the case that you get your Muta sandwich stimmed on and taken out. And that is absolutely terrible, but I think Shine's still in control.
Yeah, I feel like these fights always go either one-sided for either player. Okay,
he's
going
going
for
again.
This one.
Runs into the Lings exactly, and the Muta's taking out. But actually, the Lings evaporate, and the Mutas start to take a massive amount of damage.
He misclicked there. We missed one glaive shot at the end, too.
Ooh, every little bit counts. And behind this, he's trying to transition to Lurkers, but that does take a lot of time. They're very expensive, and I might not give him enough time to shore up against this big push.
Yeah, he's getting a Defiler Mound, too. He should be okay. He should be able to defend this. but this is the time if you are going to make it happen.
So the Marines are actually lining up there on the bridge. That does make them vulnerable because they don't have the surface area to shoot. So Shine recognizes that, picks off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, these lurker eggs have like infinite HP too, to be honest, or infinite armor, so they just like never die.
Definitely, and that's why probably C is not going to attack the base on the right-hand side of the map because it's really hard to push up that ramp.
Right. That's also the big reason why you see a lot of Zerg players taking these other bases as their mains and not the closest base.
Yep.
Throw a couple eggs down on the ramp, and it's pretty much an invulnerable base.
Yeah, you definitely do not take the cross bases at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Those are very vulnerable. But the biggest thing to talk about is that Shine should be okay, but he did take a little bit of a hit. And if he can snowball this, it's not going to look good.
Yeah, I still think it would be really hard for him to push in, but he does have the the army composition to do it. Oh.
I think we're talking about the Scourge and whether or not they would connect with the Science Vessels. All the Scourge go down. The Lurkers, actually, one of them is not burrowed. The Science Vessel will give vision.
Oh,
will they be focused down? It looks like one of them was not. It survives in the sunken line hold.
I still feel like the Mutas could come back and actually clean up the rest of this army if they wanted to. But
they delayed the command center and actually could snipe it down.
Yeah, not going for it. He should have, actually. I think you're right. That would have been a good call.
So he's risking getting his Muta sandwich. He recognizes the value in stopping this command center.
No.
But I think he's losing so many Mutas. At least 2 go down.
I think.
Yeah, at least 2, maybe 4.
Certainly.
I'm hedging my bets here, but still, irradiate on the Defiler, on the Lurker. Value is starting to come through for C.
Yeah, finding some value at least, something.
I mean, you got to know, as Shine, he was in a very good spot in the original game, too. So having to remake it feels a little bit bad, and his position is definitely not as strong in this game.
Right. I still think he's doing an okay job. This game is not over by any means.
Nope, certainly not. I mean, last game was not over, but it was a big Shine advantage. Now, this gives a lot of breathing room to see.
I feel like we're watching the exact same game, except this game has just been way crisper for C. Like, his timings were really crisp.
Absolutely.
He didn't take too much damage from anything.
He did lose a group of Medic Marine out on the map.
But he did kill the 3rd drone, too. So
exactly.
he delayed that.
He delayed the 3rd, and his control, his stims, his unit production numbers have looked very, very strong so far.
Okay,
trying to move forward. Oh, my goodness. A dive on the Science Vessels is not effective, and that's going to be a lot of irradiates and maybe even an eraser on those drones.
Yeah, these Lurkers are going to fall. But he should have possibly a Dark Swarm here already.
He's going to get the Dark Swarm up, but can he save his Defilers? The Science Vessels are just going to keep moving in, irradiating, and repeating.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of trying to do as much damage as he can with his Science Vessels.
Wow, actually adding on another starport. We are going to see a crazy amount of vessels. Trying to keep that Dark Swarm up. And you know, Dark Swarm is pretty good, right?
Yeah,
do you wish you had Dark Swarm in StarCraft 2?
We kind of have it. It's called Blinding Cloud, but it's way worse.
Well, it lasts for what, 6 seconds, 8 seconds?
It's actually awful.
Yeah, it's not as
Blinding
long.
Cloud, a bunch of tanks is like, okay, I'm ready to attack, and then everything dies because the Blinding Cloud ends.
Yeah, feels bad. But in Brood War, Dark Swarm lasts for, I don't know, it feels about as long as Stasis, but nothing lasts as long as that spell. Either way, the inability of Shine to limit this Science Vessel count is really going to make holding all of these bases very difficult.
Yeah, and it's just going to start spiraling out of control, honestly. You can just keep pumping these out.
I think the only thing shining here is the light at the end of the tunnel for Shine. He really is struggling to both deal damage and to hold on against the damage that C has been putting out.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have a triple starport. That is a lot of
Watch these be battle cruisers. We have actually seen battle cruisers versus Zerg. Light pulled it out in his games versus Jadong.
They got a plague off on these. 3 of them have no HP. Imagine one Scourge comes in and just kills all of these.
Well, much less Scourge, Mutas, the glaive bounces will kill them all.
Yeah, Mutas can do it too.
So that's what you do. You usually suicide one Muta on plagued Science Vessels, and it takes them all out.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, he actually didn't target the weak one, but still he takes them all out.
3 Science Vessels, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, for Shine, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to highlight good plays. So
I thought
hope
you
it
said
doesn't
beautiful.
Oh, mute. I'm not that
like,
creative.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If I were that funny, I'd be way more popular and get invited to all the parties and stuff. But the biggest thing for Shine is that he finally puts a dent in those Science Vessel numbers.
Yeah, the Science Vessel numbers need to be cleaned up. I mean, even now, if you kill all of them, you can still produce 3 at a time.
Yeah, dude, he's got 3 starports, and he's expanding to his 4th base behind it.
Yeah, this game's going to get out of control, honestly.
I think you are correct about that. No regret. The bio cleaning up everything in the center of the map. The mutas and lings, none of them are being effective. And even with Dark Swarm here, this bio is just going to reposition.
Yeah, he needs to find some way of doing something economical, too. Like, the economic damage needs to be done, honestly. This C's just kind of running away with this game in every front.
So Shine is trying to find a way to fight C under Dark Swarm. But C's just pulling back. He has everywhere to run. It is Battle Cruisers. My man. A kind of a new style that we're starting to see from Terrans against Zerg. The idea is that they take, I think, 6 Scourge to kill. So realistically, that's not going to happen. And Yamato Cannon is pretty good. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's going to. He definitely does not have that research just yet. It takes about all your money to just build the BCs. But he has so much money off of 4 bases, he can definitely afford to go BCs.
Yeah, this is usually like a high income strategy, I'm sure. Like, this is a lot of resources invested.
Oh, okay, I thought he could have done that, but certainly with all those vessels surviving, the lurkers will
stim down this
evaporate.
Nidus before anything comes out?
The Nidus goes down, and that means that this push with the Manor BCs is coming through to stay.
I think there is a second Nidus in the main, or the third main.
One thing you can do is plague the BCs, and that does actually
that
make
was
them
just
very
out of the
vulnerable.
Dark Swarm, that lurker.
Yeah, tragedy, that lurker. And with that going down, the base will go down once the Dark Swarm runs out. And
yeah. I mean, even look at the resources from C. He has so many Oh, my God.
It does go down. I'm not sure why he was morphing that, maybe to save it. He
Maybe.
Morphs, but he saves. But not in time. The Zerg, look at that. How many Zergs to the center of a battle cruiser? More.
I mean, even though these are plagued, he can actually just sit them here. I don't think there is any anti-air right now. Okay, now mutas are coming, but honestly, though, these this is looking pretty bad.
Much damage.
1,600 minerals in the bank for C as well. So even after all of this, like economically, he's ahead. Army-wise, he's ahead. Tech-wise, he's ahead.
Yeah.
What other ways is C ahead, honestly?
You know, it's strange to talk about this because C did look a little bit shaky with his control in Games 1 and the original Game 2. But Game 3, man, C is just playing so much better. Now,
wow.
Right as they say that, he loses all of his Science Vessels. Scourge move. Oh, he could kill that Science Vessel, but the BCs are killing everything. All these macro hatches, so much of Shine's production is in this lower right-hand base.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a GG here in any minute now. I don't think you can really stay in the game for much longer. I don't know what's in these eggs, but yeah.
GG, that's it. Wow. C comes back after a rough Game 2, an unfortunate disconnect, and the regame is his to pull himself back in this series and tie it up at 1-1.
Yeah, it feels bad, especially after